This call is now being recorded.
So, good evening, sir. Today I will going to perform report or the reflection that I have learned for this course. So, for the content of this presentation, the first task is we set up our lab environment. Second is we install Windows Server 2016. Then next we try to configure the Windows Server 2016. The next is we install or download Windows 10. Then the fifth is we try to join Windows 10 domain. Next is we download and install our set. Next is DHCP and DHCP scope and DHCP reservation. The next is we create DNS host. So for the overview of this presentation, it is expected to discuss the important things that we learned during the process of doing the activity for this whole course on server administration or the assigned task that given to us. So next is for the first task, we set up our lab environment, which is the the VirtualBox. So this is the VirtualBox or the interface of VirtualBox or our lab environment. So this is um, our lab environment. So we create a network, which is the network name, which is Armania Marquez, which is partner ko si Giancarlo Marquez. So so this is the VirtualBox. We use VirtualBox as our virtual machine. It's important to install VirtualBox as system administration in order to operating system on a single host. So like for the next task is we will going to install Windows Server. So task 2, download and install Windows Server 2016. So this is the Windows Server 2016. We go to Microsoft um, Microsoft uh, Microsoft website to download the ISO image of Windows Server 2016. So Microsoft created a free um, free like free na para ma-test in order to to test or for educational purposes. So it offers a free trial version pala for Windows Server 2016 so that anyone can download or evaluate testing or educational purposes. So it is important to download and install Windows Server 2016 in order to ensure the identity management and enhance security capabilities. So for the task 3, may configure the Windows Server 2016. So this is the Windows Server 2016 composed of server manager. Meron siyang iba't ibang features like ADDS, Net Framework, and so these are the features of Windows Server 2016. Active Directory Domain Services, Active Directory Federation Services, and so on. So for the task 4, we install Windows 10 on Windows 10. So for the Windows 10, I learned that with the use of VirtualBox, it allows us to install multiple operating system on the top of our current OS, which is Windows 10. Then I also learned that with the use of VirtualBox, you can test different operating systems inside VirtualBox, such as Linux. So on the same kanina, we installed Windows Server 2016, which is wala naapektuhan na itong current na OS with the help of VirtualBox. So, pwede din gamitin ang VirtualBox for Linux and also Mac kung gusto ka sa Mac, gusto ka mag install dito o Linux na pwede din. So next is task 5, joining Windows 10 computer to the domain. So joining Windows 10 to the computer domain is important in order to practice managing the workstation from our domain controller using Active Directory domain and group policy. So Active Directory domain group policy is one of the features of Windows Server 2016. Oops. Next is task 6, which is download and install RSAT. So I learned that RSAT has a capability to access a computer or network remotely with the help of a network connection. So with the help of RSAT, administrator has a capability to manage and monitor other networks remotely. So mas efficient pag na ay RSAT kay mas dali lang ma-monitor sa admin ang mga other devices. Hindi lang po niya ma-monitor ang other files sa ka-organization. So next is task 7, which is the DHCP scope and DHCP reservation. For the DHCP scope and reservation, I learned that with the help of DHCP, it has the capability to determine which IP addresses are provided to the client. So, the same as the RSAT na dali lang niya ma-monitor ang mga IP addresses sa different devices or dali lang po niya ma-track ang mga users. For the task 8, which is to create DNS host. So to create the DNS host, we first create a DNS alias record, the group policy record, and the group policy management console. And we also create a link for GPO and rename it, and you can also unlink and delete a GPO if you want to. So for the task 9, we install Windows backup feature. So for the Windows backup feature, we perform a custom backup schedule backup if kung saan mo gusto i-backup ang imuhang files or na kay gusto i-backup, pwede ka mag-schedule dito. Next is to examine the backup content. So, para ma-examine mo if nag-work ba inyong backup. Then next is to restore from a backup para mabalik nimo ang itong files na imuhang yan para ma-restore nimo yung backup. So that would be all. Thank you. Good evening once again, sir. Nag-log na po daw ang laptop. Okay. Why? Hindi ko siya na-speak.